So the past couple years, I've started dropping phones. It's rare, but I've done it, and I've cracked a few screens. This time, though, as you can see, this crack is not just a normal crack. I can, get access to everything down here, but I can't see it. So I need a new screen. I need to purchase a repair, and I've never had to do that before. Anytime I've cracked a screen, it's also been after years of using it, and I was like, it's probably time for a new phone anyway. But that's the thing, for the first, I don't know how many years of having cell phones, I never cracked a screen. It just never happened. I have never purchased a screen protector. The thing is, this phone, the Galaxy S10, came with one, but within like 2 weeks, it fell off. It just it wasn't put on properly. So I've got an appointment right now to fix this, and it's going to be a $400 fix, which I don't have, so I've got to go on a payment plan. So that's the reality of my life right now. Again, the haptics respond down here, but I just can't see the screen. So that's a problem, and that sucks. So yay. Of all the times, first of all, what do I learn from this? One, I should have bought another screen protector as soon as that other one fell off. I've never bought one before. I've never had this happen to a phone. Like I said, I've only started cracking screens in the past couple of years. Let's say 3 to 4 years of having a cell phone. And I've, how many years before that, everything was just fine. I just didn't drop them, and if it did, it was okay. But it was just rare that I drop one anyway. And now I'm cracking screens, and the other ones that cracked, they're just like, oh, that sucks, but it was usable and usable and usable. Again, they usually happen at the end of the life cycle, and this phone I think I've only had for a year. A little over, it is about a year. And then this. And it's like a $400 fix. And it's just, man, I don't have the money for that. I gotta go on a payment plan. I already mentioned that. I need to get another screen protector put on there, and I don't know how much that's gonna be. And it's just like a very costly, stupid mistake. So what else did I learn? Don't have my phone out while I'm walking. I don't know, put my phone in my pocket before I get into the car. Like it happened as I was getting into the car, phone in hand. So maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know, but it's one of those things that you make a change like that, and it works for a while, and you do it diligently for a while, and then sometimes you just get used to doing stupid stuff again like that, and I just gotta not do that, I guess. I just need to be more careful. It's just, I'm not clumsy. Investing in a case is a whole other thing too, so I've just never needed one before, and the thing is, I put it in my pocket all the time, and then it's clunkier. And then it's just, everything's in a rush when it's unneeded. I just wasted an hour of my time because I made an appointment with this place. I'll just call them out. You break, I fix. They got a call center online. They took my information. They made an appointment. They said, we got the part in stock. You'll have it back today. I asked them about payment plans. They say, yep, we can do a payment plan for sure. 130 bucks right now, and then 130 a month from there. And I get there, and this location doesn't do payment plans. But they knew the location at the call center when I asked them about payment plans. So it took this long to figure out, oh, we don't do payment plans. That are the people we go through. So my battery died yesterday when I was in the middle of explaining a story. Got a lot of things to talk about. Let's get this out of the way before we continue the cell phone story. 100-kilometer winds in Lethbridge right now. Lethbridge County is just not having a good time. It's a crazy amount of wind. There's a wildfire that's going nuts. And we might get some... man, that's the thing with weather networks. One of them says that... we might get a couple centimeters of snow tonight, and that's whatever, it says no big deal. And there's another one that's we're gonna have a blizzard. Tonight, tomorrow morning, it's gonna be nuts. It just, yeah. Combination of this amount of wind. And, I mean, the one that says that we're just gonna get a little snow, it's not a big deal, it still says that tomorrow the wind is gonna be 80 kilometers, which is just nuts. I was actually pretty anxious for the last couple hours. I didn't realize how how much the weather can affect my anxiety until being in Lethbridge, because the snow, like nothing, I don't think there's anything other than the wind that just like makes me feel like, ugh. I've never liked wind because wind is just annoying. And like wind is like, that's what makes a storm. Like you add an element, like it could be raining and it's fine. You add wind and then all of a sudden you've got, you know, certain kind of storms and it's just, you know, whatever. And same thing with snow and blizzards, and the wind is the problem. Even by itself, without another element involved, it's a problem. It sucks. You can't do certain things. It's just whatever. Anyway, so that's going on right now. I don't know what's in store for work tomorrow. I'm supposed to drive a half an hour out of town, so we'll see. Anyway, back to You Break, I Fix. So basically what happened is I made an appointment over the phone. They knew the location I was going to. They said they had the product that I needed in stock. They reserved that specific item. I was there like 10 minutes later anyway. I had an appointment time. And then I can't think right now. And they said that they have financing available. There's a payment plan available, and yeah. I get there, and then they say that they don't have that one. They've got a white one, not a black one, whatever. And then really it was person didn't understand that the payment plan thing, and I was like, what the heck's going on? So I phoned the call center, and they say like, okay, well, it says they have that one in stock. I don't know what's happening there. Like, I mean, they should have one. I'm going to phone there right now. I was like, okay. They put me on hold. They phoned, and then they talked to the individual working. Then they got back on the phone with me, and they were like, okay, it turns out that they just don't understand the payment plan thing. It's a brand new thing, and they don't know. And man, I actually cut this out of the vlog last week or 2 weeks ago that I went to, there was a promotion at Deco, those orange tents, right, that do windshield repair. There's a promotion I got on my email because I used them one time because I had like an AMA promotion that was like, it was gonna cost me like 20 bucks or something, and I was gonna get a lot of like work done, and I needed some because this windshield took a beating a couple years back. And anyway, so every once in a while I'll get a Deco email, but I'm not a member. I haven't, like, whatever. And so the thing was regarding like, hey, if you go, we're giving you a free service. They're gonna like clean your windshield with like the special stuff, and it's great and whatever. And you can go do that for free. And they're like, hey, if you don't want to join again, that's okay. You can get this free service no matter what. And then I went there, and I had this like recorded, and like the dude just was like, no, we don't give stuff away for free. Like, you're not a member. Like, I looked up your license plate, whatever, and he was just like, yeah, that's not a thing. Like, and I was like, what? But the email straight up even said, like, you don't have to renew your membership. You don't have to whatever. Like, we're giving you this as just a gift, and you know, if you come back, cool. If not, whatever. So then I phoned, and then the lady was like, yeah, sorry, like, it's a really new thing, and like, not everyone knows about it. I'm like, how come I know about it before your employees, the ones that I'm dealing with, the ones that are gonna have to deal with me? Like, on the front lines, the one doing the service doesn't know that the service exists. He's gonna take payment, or, you know, in this case, not take payment, and he doesn't know. And I was like, man, like, unprofessional and super annoying, and just like, train your staff, you know? Anyway, so same thing in this case. They were like, well, or so I thought. And the rant hour, John's rants. So they were saying like, oh, it's a new thing. They don't know about the payment plan, whatever. And then she talked about an application, and I was like, there's no application. There's no eligibility. What are you talking about? Like, the person who made the appointment wasn't the same person I was talking to on the phone now. And I'm like, oh, well, they should have emailed you like an application so you can apply for the financing. I was like, okay, that makes sense, but they never talked to me about eligibility. They never said anything about an application. I never got anything. And then she's like, okay, I'll send it to you now. And I started filling it out with her on the phone, but then she wanted to get off the phone. And then it was like 2 minutes, and I was like, done, but whatever. She was like, if you have any problems, call me back. This is my name, whatever. The very second step, all it asked me for was my address and my name and my email and then my phone number, maybe my date of birth. But it didn't like ask me for any like credit card information or banking info or anything. And the second step after that little bit of information was to choose a location. Lethbridge wasn't on there. It wasn't an option. It wasn't an option. So it was like, what? There's like Calgary location, like stores. There's like Saskatoon was there. There was some in Ontario and Quebec. And I was like, it's not an option on here. What the hell? So I call back. I don't get her. I ask for her. The dude's like, maybe I can help you. And I think it was the same dude who actually made the appointment. And I was like, this is what's happening, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm here. I've been here for half an hour. I'm wasting time. I need to get this fixed today. Like, it's nuts. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I can help you with that. And then he was like, well, yeah, I guess, like, they don't have it at that location. And I was like, okay, but what? Like, I was like, can I just talk to Stephanie, please? And then he was like, oh, okay. So then I talked to her, and basically the same thing. She was just, in the end, she was just like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. I guess they don't offer it there. And she's like, sorry, it's really new and whatever. And I'm like, why would you make me an appointment at a place to give me a service that you can't provide? Like, part of me picking your store was that financing was available, because I don't have, you know, $400 right now that I can just use. I need to use the financing. I need a payment plan. Like, ugh. Okay, let's finish this up. So basically, that was my experience with U-Break iFix. There were some great reviews and stuff online, so I went to them and I made sure before I went, like, I talked to the person at the call center. Well, I mean, automatically went to a call center, and they had everything I needed. And then I got there, and then, oh, magically they don't. So I hate that. People, like, lie to you to get you into a store, or in this case, maybe they just didn't know and they just don't have the information. And then you're in the store, and then it's like, well, of course, you don't want to have the inconvenience of having to go somewhere else, especially with something like this that is a little more time sensitive. So I ended up calling another place. They didn't do financing. I ended up calling another place, which was in the mall. I forget the name of it. Something Clinic. Clinic, I think, with a K, maybe 2 Ks. And they did me right. And yeah, also, I learned my lesson. I feel like I'm learning a bunch of lessons that I shouldn't have to learn at this age. So I've just never had a phone do this before. I've had like 6 phones before this, and it had never been an issue. I never had a case on a phone before until right now. I found one that was pretty low profile. It doesn't add a lot of bulk, which is great. I got like a little screen protector too, and it's bubbling in the corners already a little bit, so I don't like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, because I wanted to get tempered glass, but the dude was like, oh, but it kind of bubbles on the sides. And I was like, hey, don't do that then. Let's not get that. But yeah, I spent $75 on getting the case and the, you know, extra screen protection. And if I had just done that at the very beginning, then that might have saved me from having to spend $500, which is getting spread out over this financing payment plan. But what a mess, and I learned a lesson, and yeah, and that's it. That's all I got for that. It seems a little less windy now, but anyway, I got more to talk about, but I forget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Well, I heard about this guy feeding me subs. I don't know when. Some months ago. There was a sign. Actually, there's one right there. There was a big one. I'm pretty sure they opened after COVID was a thing. And I was like, oh, I'll have to try it sometime. And I ended up... Okay, bud. I ended up trying one elsewhere. Mamala? I can't remember the name of the place on the west side. And I tried one there before I got one here. But, you know, it's on the same block as the studio. So, even more local than local. And I think that Mamala place is actually a chain. So, it's not really mealtime, but I decided to try an iced coffee. Try a sub from them sometime, or some food. But the iced coffee's not my jam. It's a little too chocolatey. Speaking about food that is my jam, these are sick. These are really good. And that's been John's Food Hour. Oh! Fell on the floor. Unbelievable. Now, moving on. Here is my Tiefling Sorcerer. His name is Zython. I gave him like this blue and it's kind of like an icy base because one, he's a Tiefling and he is from a lineage from, I forget the name of the dude. It's not Lazarus, but it sounds like it. Frick, I forget. Levistus, that's it, and he's like trapped in ice, and he's like an ice dude. So, yeah, first time I've ever painted a miniature. It was really annoying. I don't ever want to do it again. It's not something that I would just do for fun. I don't know. I'm not this meticulous and detail oriented. As you can see, I prefer to work on larger things, and with tools like spray paint. So, or just huge brushes, or like these, or whatever. So this was a challenge, yeah, and that's where it ended up. So there you go, D&D stuff. Some more ranting. Going to Saskatoon in a couple days. By the time that you see this, I will already be gone. And I've been advertising, like, hey, I'm selling paintings, like I'm delivering paintings while I'm there, and, you know, sometimes that's actually paid for my gas, there and back. Just advertising in a bigger city in a different place, it just seems like so rare sometimes that I sell anything in Lethbridge at all. At all. Yeah, I think I've sold more things on Etsy than I have. No, I guarantee I've sold more things on Etsy than I have just in Lethbridge locally in the past 4 years that I've been here, and I've only been doing Etsy for a year. So, that's cool, but that's the thing. Like, I'll advertise in Saskatoon, and sometimes I'll be bringing 4 pieces with me and can make a couple $100. So, anyway, I had someone, an acquaintance, that I hadn't talked to for years and years and years. They asked me they commissioned me for 2 pieces. It would have been $120. And I created the pieces. They enjoyed the pieces. I kind of put a rush on it because I'm going to be going to Saskatoon. They liked them, and then they just flaked on both of them after they were made. And this is a lesson in get a deposit, get a deposit, get a deposit. Unless this is a person that you live with or are going to spend time with for, you know, I mean, like, unless it's someone that you know you want in your life for years to come and it's most likely going to happen, get a deposit. If it's a coworker or an acquaintance or whatever, if they get offended by the fact that you want a deposit, then maybe they weren't serious about buying it anyway, or I don't know. That's just it sucks because I don't want to turn art into a product. I have difficulty with the business side of art. This is one reason why I hate dealing with it. I want people to enjoy the work. You know, sometimes if I can give things away for free, I wish I would or could. But I need, you know, to sustain this space, which this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful studio space. I don't make $200 a month off my art. I lose money right there. And then how many pieces do I create where it might take years before someone buys them? Or maybe they'll never get bought. You know, and it's not about the money, but I do need to sell work in order to keep making work. I don't have all the money ever. And then when someone commissions you and then they flake, it's so much worse than when someone just like, oh, I really like that, and then for some reason they say they want to buy it and then they don't buy it. You know, it's so much worse. And get a deposit. At least then, you know, you were covered for your materials. It doesn't have to be a deposit for the whole thing. It could be like 50% or something. But I keep having this happen in different ways, and I keep giving benefit of the doubt and exceptions and all this BS, and then I keep getting burned by it. I need to do this. I need to ask for a deposit, and that might turn some people off, but I just can't have this happen anymore. Well, that's it for the vlog. There is another video this week, which is a conversation, as per usual. It is about connection and loneliness, which is a pretty easy relationship to draw between the two, but there's some other things that I made some connections with real quick in that video that kind of put things together for me. I am leaving for Saskatoon tomorrow, so by the time you see this, I will already be gone. Getting things ready now, and feeling all weird now. I'm kind of excited, but also kind of just like anxious. It's been a week, it's been a month, it's been a year. So I am hoping that I can figure out some story time episodes or reviews or something that I can do on the road, because I definitely like to have a varied amount of activities while I drive, which is not easy. I mean, music, podcasts, and then videoing or talking on the phone. Those are really the 4 things I can do while I drive. And on a long trip like that, depending on if I fill up again before I leave, I might not actually have to stop unless I need to use the washroom, which I probably will, but who knows. Either way, I only like to make one stop, but if I get really restless and whatever, it's super tempting to make another stop. I went to Walmart, grabbed a couple snacks for the road, and that's it. That's all I got. So we will see you on another time, and next week I'll have a bunch of Saskatoon footage and things. There you go.